Oh, it is cold this morning. It's one of those super, super brisk mornings, but it's beautiful. And there's like a lot of animal sounds this morning. My husband this morning heard a fox that, if you've ever heard a fox, and it's usually the male fox, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, who sounds like this. And it literally sounds like a woman screaming in the woods for help. And I always wonder how many 911 calls got called for a fox who's just looking for a mate in the woods. And there's I don't know, there's just a lot of really cool sounds this morning. But anyways, I'm gonna turn this around so you can see the sunrise because that's really what you guys are here for, anyways. Let's see, woohoo, baby. But my camera's so cold that it's just not going to do it for me. So an interesting thing is that the sun where it rises changes constantly, and this morning it is rising directly. I mean, directly behind my neighbor's boat. So you're gonna actually see a halo around that boat as it rises, which is pretty cool. So I was Thanksgiving is Thursday, and it's a time where a lot of people gather and come to, you have a lot of great food. It's most people's like one of their favorite holidays because it's all about the people. It's about the people gathering and being together, and not necessarily about gifts and things that Christmas is about. It's just about being together and being thankful. And I wanted to share a book that is one of my very favorite books that I've read this multiple times. I've underlined and highlighted and taken notes, and it's called The Art of Gathering. And I can post a link to it in the comments later. And the whole premise of the book is, to really contemplate and think about, why are we gathering? And that seems like such a simple question, right? Oh, we're getting together for Thanksgiving. That's why. But if you dig a little bit deeper, what are you really gathering for? Why have you chosen the people around that table and not chosen other people? And what is the feeling that you're looking for at the end of the day? That if everybody walked away feeling this or thinking this and having this glow around them, what is that glow you're looking for? And if you think about those things for any gathering, whatever it happens to be, then it's going to change the dynamics of that gathering, and probably it'll be much better. And I read this book originally because I wanted to improve the retreats that I was hosting. How could I make them the best they could be so that people left there feeling good about themselves, their time spent there, and they left there with just a new feeling of energy and peace. And I wanted to know how to do that better. So that's why I originally read it. But it really applies to everything. So when my son got married and he was starting to plan things, one of the things I asked him was, well, why are you gathering? Why are you having it where you're having it? What is the feeling you're trying to create? Especially when he was trying to figure out who to invite, who to put on that guest list that is so hard to narrow down. I said, think about what it is you're trying to accomplish here, and invite the people that are going to make that goal happen. And Thanksgiving's a lot the same. And I'm not saying don't invite people, right? But what I am saying is that think about who you are inviting, and then how are you going to make that night special? And you have an obligation as a host. The book talks about, like, don't be a chill host. And what that means is that people think, I'll just be chill. I'll just let the night happen as it was meant to be. But the best nights happen when you don't have a chill host, when you have an engaged host, somebody who's thinking about what is it we're trying to accomplish. So for Thanksgiving, are you trying to make one of the guests feel very special? Maybe they've had a hard year, and how can we make their night where they actually leave the night going, man, I'm really loved by the people around me? Or maybe you're trying to make sure that the stories and legends of your family are passed down to the younger generation. And so maybe one of the things you want to do is have a story time, a time where people can tell stories, and make that known before people come. So send it out as part of the invite, saying, hey, one of the things that is really important to me as a host is that I want to make sure that the younger generation knows our great stories. And so, you know, Joe, Bob, and Carol, come prepared to tell a story about your childhood and something that happened. And what's going to happen is those three people are going to feel pretty special. And the other guests are going to be looking forward to hearing the story. So there's anticipation about that Thanksgiving gathering. So I guess the point of this is that to have Thanksgiving with intent. And what is your intent? And think about that intent as you get ready to host a Thanksgiving meal and a Thanksgiving gathering. And every gathering that you have, what is the point of it? What is the goal of that gathering? And once you know that goal, the rest of it's easy. Everything falls into place from there. And to be honest, I'm not really sure what the goal is. I'm hosting Thanksgiving on Thursday, and I am not positive yet what the goal is, but so this talk is as much for me as anyone else. If you're enjoying the videos, share them. We're really close to 1,000 followers. It'd be really kind of a cool thing to get to 1,000. So I will see you guys next Tuesday. I would love to hear how your Thanksgivings went. And that sun is gorgeous. Whew, it's bright too. I have to actually look at it through the camera and not directly at it, or else I can't see. So have a great week, everybody. I'll see you soon.